It can be the top of the mental list of non-new games. Is there location objectives here? Should I do it while I'm here? Yeah, I'm gonna keep on seeing that. Here, we'll burn stuff. Let's go to the sacred cave. That's what we'll do. Let's see what's going on here. What's happening in the sacred cave, huh? But yeah, the first priority is always the things that are already ongoing, which I'm already so behind on that I haven't touched this game for a month. Like, it's literally been a month since the last time I played this game. But the things should get a little bit eased up after the university semester is over. Once the university semester is over and I do, like, commit a little bit more into stuff on this channel, one thing that I am really going to try to do is not as much of more new playthroughs as much as it is, like, more video essays. Because while I do video essays on other topics than things like Pokemon, I don't really do all that many long ones because they take a lot of time investment, and I know the Pokemon ones get views, so it's like, yeah, I may as well do that. And what the heck? Where the... Oh, I can go further down this way. That was weird. So when I had limited time, that was like the only major long form ones that I've been doing. But I do want to do more long form ones on more different games. Like, I've been wanting to do one on Xenoblade 3 for a decent while here now. I've been thinking a little bit about potentially doing one on Nier. Maybe. Maybe that'll happen at some point. We shall see. I don't want to just be known as like the Pokemon essay guy. I want to do like more different things. So I think the main thing this summer in terms of doing work stuff on the channel that I'll be going ham on is going to be trying to make different video essays. Because I just haven't really been able to even consider them for a little while now. That's a lie. I have worked a little bit on a Scarlet and Violet DLC essay, but like barely. Across the past 3 months of university here, I have gotten a total of 15 minutes made of a Scarlet and Violet DLC video essay. And it's probably going to be like several hours long itself, because there's a lot I want to talk about in regards to Kieran. And yeah, across the last several months, I've only gotten 15 minutes done. So, yeah. Well, if I had job 2 in game development, yeah, I'll keep on looking for that. But for now, my plan is basically to work 4 part-time jobs. Continue as a research assistant as we wrap up our study on celiac disease at the university. Continue to develop my business here and try to go ham on video essays and actually be trying to grow it as opposed to just like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. Like, try to actually do it as a part-time job proper here. Doing work for you with your game, just a simple RPG and helping out with that, which will also be great to have on my resume of like, oh, this person has like X amount of time like in the game development, like actual industry game development. So if I could do that and get experience there, that'd be great. And 4, probably continue working on one of my university game projects into at least June. That one will go until June because my team wants to apply for this grant that this one company is offering for students in this class making games to essentially continue making their games until June when there's a Gamescom Canada event going on where we would get like a booth to unveil our game and stuff. So at least that one wouldn't be going on throughout the summer. That job would be going until like June would be the case. And my schedule until then, I've established my team. If we're applying for this grant, my schedule's going to be a little bit on and off. But I'll do what I can and commit to that. So yeah, essentially 4 part-time jobs is what it'll be for a little while there. Let's see here. Wait, who said a thingamabob? Can I have to alt tab off and scroll up now to see what was even said here at this point. But yeah, thanks, I really appreciate it. I had a friend who played it too, wasn't a fan of any of the Final Fantasy games, but you got them into it, and they said that they would have quit if they disliked it and played it through to the very end of the game. Totally, that game made him do something that was completely unexpected, even he didn't think it was capable of doing it, but basically made him very emotional. I agree, it's a very emotional, epic game. Well, that's pretty cool. One of the things that I have browsed around a little bit of online, while this is the thing being discussed of Final Fantasy 16, is I have looked up Final Fantasy 16 3D models, And there are a few out there, but without being familiar with the game myself, I don't really know like what's cool go-to stuff that might be good for printing. So I haven't really added anything from it to my print list, but it is something that I have thought about. If you'd really like something printed from Final Fantasy 16, I can try and see what I can do. But yeah, going around not really being familiar with the game myself, I've been like, is this a thing that's relevant to the story? Is this something that's important? That sounds like something that might be important and just not really knowing. um, but yeah, let's see here. But yeah, I forgot that one is with the game you're building. Yeah, haven't tried out the multiple frames plugin thing yet. Just been building more maps for chapter 3 and scripting more commands and cutscenes. That's fair enough. A shit ton of action figures of characters from Final Fantasy 15. I would imagine so. Let's see here. Like official figurines from Square Enix that are extremely expensive. Oh, I don't think I've seen any figurines for 3D models. Also, this is probably the game that I'm gonna be continuing until June. Oh yeah, I've been programming a thing, then I'm not done with it yet. But this is Nightmare Crucible that my team has been working on, which is a bullet hell game set in nightmares, and it's gonna. We were initially planning on having 2 bosses, but considering the time that we've had to work on this game, we kind of had to scope it down to 1. If we do continue development with this until June, then we will probably bump it back up to the original plan of 2 bosses, where it's like, you're trapped in nightmares here, you have to come to terms with your demons and the past and all that, and embrace like a brighter tomorrow because of that. And so our writer, what he wrote for our story is like this figure here, the kiddo in the family, was in a house that got lit on fire. Essentially their house burned down and the mother died in the fire, and there's this trauma of thinking that like the mother blames the hero for that. So this is like the first major boss and like the only boss for this version that we're developing in university here, where it's like, here's this monstrous version of the mother that's like, you've killed me, how dare you do this, I'm going to attack you with a bazillion bullet patterns. That it's currently giving me an error because I'm trying to program bullets that go right at the player, but I'll figure that out like tomorrow. Well, today technically, is what I'll do. I'll figure it out here. I was in the process of setting it up. I'll do that here soon. So yeah, trying to overcome this and all that. And yeah, but if we do have time to make a second boss, the second boss would be the father, who turns out to be like the one that kind of put these thoughts in the player's head of, you're the one responsible for doing that. How could you do this? You're the one that was like the cause of the house burning down and her dying and that and yada yada. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. So this is what we might just keep on developing until June. So might just keep on working on this. I've been working on a lot of bullet patterns. Here's my sound effects script right now, but I've been working on like the bullet patterns thing of what full screen, please. Of which there's just a whole bunch of things. I keep on copying pasting the same code where it's like, yeah, I can add more bullets if I want to, just like that. So that's why there's a whole bunch of green commented out crap like everywhere here. We had 3 patterns before, is what it was. And our playtesters said that there wasn't enough variety in the patterns. So before we had like pattern 0, pattern 1, pattern 2. For like 5 different nodes. There's 5 different spawners here. There's upper, central, lower central, and lower for the 5 different places that the bullets spawn from. I've essentially been the person in charge of writing the music and coding the bullets for this project. It's basically been my forte. So this code is like my baby here, essentially, and my craziness. So 3 patterns, it seemed like wasn't enough. We initially had 3 patterns and it would take like 40 seconds before it would change between patterns, and people were saying like, oh, there's not enough variety, it feels too samey. So now my team was like, how about you try making like 5 more patterns and just we just like have a short switching time is the idea. We might also change it like according to the boss's health bar at the bottom is what we might do, where it's like the patterns change depending on where the boss's health gets. So I've just been going ham on trying to make like different patterns where like the pattern will be like the full 5 nodes. So like upper here will be 2 shot at the same time. Upper central does radial, which is just spawning bullets like in a circle radius around. At the same time that central here does, like, I've commented what each of these are. I call it 3-peater for like 3 shot for Plants vs Zombies terms because it's funny, and I know what it means. Hopefully my teammates would too. Two-shot Central does. Oh yeah, that's a sound effects script that's being run right now. That does stuff like that.
I can't believe you've done this.
And the time that does radial, and at the same time that this does the two-shot and stuff. And then pattern 4, for example, would have the bottom one be 3-peater. And I just have the central kind of middle ones off in pattern 4. Because this one, I figured would be radial, but it turns a little bit each time. So I have the angle change by 5 degrees each time that it does it. And I haven't tested this yet. I'll test it like tomorrow and see if it ends up being as crazy as I think it is and give it like a high fire rate. Because I want them to be kind of intense. I want it to feel possible to beat, but I want it to be a challenge. So I'm trying my best to do that, and we'll see what I can do here. I don't think I can playtest it because, yeah, I can just, like, remove that pattern is what I can do right now. Here, let's just... do this, and then there's another at the player later, I think. Yeah, here. Let me just completely remove this. And I can show a little bit of what we have going on here. Is what I can do. So, yeah, this is the game that might well be continuing until June. And all these things from Pattern 2 onward I haven't actually tested yet. So I don't actually know what they're gonna look like. I'm gonna do a bunch of testing on the weekend here. That should get rid of the error there and allow this to be play tested. So yeah, it'll be a semi-bullet hell kind of thing here. You know, PVC, you know it instantly. Glad you like my terms there. So here's our little thingamabob. Pew, 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 pew. Also, we might reduce that sound effect because a lot of playtesters have found it really annoying. That it just goes rah, 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 over and over again. Oh, and these icons aren't lined up in this version, but hey. I think if we start from a different scene, that this will probably be different. If I go to scenes and, would be title scene here. This is still kind of demo-like, where it's like, Nightmare Crucible, we don't have cutscenes yet. You play as a character plagued by chronic nightmares of their past. Through lots of time, therapy, and support from their friends, the main character, we don't really have a name, is nearly prepared to put their traumas behind them, as much as possible anyway. Through a new technique, they've learned to lucid dream, to interact and fight back against their nightmares. You take control of so-and-so. We do have a cutscene at the ready, we just haven't implemented it yet. As your subconscious shows them a distorted version of the past, where you will battle against a representation of their trauma. Can you defeat their trauma and take one step closer to recovery, or will the pain and self-loathing of their subconscious overwhelm you? Real cutscene story coming soon, TM. And then it navigates us to this scene. And we have a jump, technically. A lot of our playtesters are like, wait, but what's the point of the jump? Well, you can use it to jump over fireballs if you want. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, we are gonna have to reduce it and make like some different sound effects and stuff. And I'm gonna have to tweak these bullets. Like here's the radial one. The radial one is cool. I like the radial ones. That's kind of cool. But yeah, and it's going through like all my experimental patterns and stuff now, I'm sure. So, you know, this is gonna take a lot of tweaking to really optimize stuff. Oh yeah, and the boss has lasers too. I didn't program the lasers. But yeah, we have a little dash. Oh, yeah, stay away from the laser. That's to disincentivize you from staying in one spot for too long. But yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak these. Also, do we still have the fucking raccoon when we die? Because I know in a previous version we had the fucking raccoon when you die. Do we still have that? We do. Fucking raccoon! Yeah, anyway. Ignore that. That's neither here nor there. Unrelated. Ignore the raccoon. Anyway, that'll be changed before our final version, which means we're gonna have to like change that this week, because we gotta wrap things up here pretty soon. So yeah, I'll be working on that a decent bit coming up here. So yeah, that game might keep me kind of busy. How the heck do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. I was about to say if I could just use Tears of the Kingdom Ascend or something like that. But yeah, so hi. So yeah, that's one of my games I've been working at. Also, I guess while I'm showing them anyway, I can show my other game that I've been working at here since I have that Unity project open too. Doppelwriter. So I've been adding a lot to this game lately, considering I was kind of waiting for the back end, the actual AI that it would work with, that continues to write the article after you're done writing, and it tries to mimic your writing style. That AI there, it wasn't done until semi-recently, so I didn't really know what the constraints of my system would be. So now in the final few weeks, it's like, okay, make the entire rest of the video game. So yeah, right now my higher priority is on the other game, since gotta wrap that up in the next week. I can wrap this up like anytime before I go on my trip, so I might work on this the following week, is what I might just do. So it's gotta reload script assemblies, huh? So I've been adding like a whole bunch of polish to this, a whole lot of juice, whatever the term is that you want to use. So like, here's an email. I'll have other emails appear here as things go on. This isn't interactable yet. I'll do that later. My grammar is working great. I'm proud to say. Here's sets of 5 prompts at a time. Here's one where it's not some random grammar. It's just here the player can type in anything. Travel tips. The ocean of the Antarctic is the new best place to work out. Ah, is it now? Oh, I am also going to have to program it to not do the same thing twice, because that's an issue right now. And I am also going to have to program it to, like, capitalize things if they're at the beginning for, like, the random things that it chooses. I also have a character limit now of 500 characters. We would have made it longer, but the AI actually takes quite a decent bit of time to think. It's not like ChatGPT where it's going to give a response in, like, a few seconds. This is going to take, like, 20, 30 seconds to process a 500-word response. So if we let them write as much as we want, that AI is going to be thinking, like, forever. So there's a character limit now. Also, it'll save, and you can go back and continue writing there, because it'll save your responses in the different things. My prof was thinking that maybe rather than giving 5 prompts at a time and letting the player work on them in any order, that maybe you do have to send this to AI before it'll let you move on to the next one. And then you can see, like, the progress here, which will change to yellow after it's sent to the AI, and it'll change to green once the AI is given its response, and then you can be like, oh, I'm going to backtrack to that now and see what the AI wrote until all 5 are done. So, yeah, this is my little tracker. This is Unity. Both of them are developed in Unity, is the case. And this is my first time working in Unity. It is on both these games. So it's been an interesting little experience working on this. Also, my prof was telling me I should change these icons for, like, color blindness, like, consideration. Just make sure they're different shades so that people of different color blindnesses can still tell a visible difference between these. But yeah, never used Unity before? Yeah, this is what Unity looks like. When you're making a 2D game, it might look a little bit different in 3D. Our game was initially going to be 3D. Well, more specifically, it was going to be 2.5D here. But we were like, that's going to be really hard. And when we only have a few months to work on it, let's not do that. And this game, it's like, obviously something like this should be 2D. But yeah, I might still add some more stuff to my little grammar here, because essentially how it generates the article titles is, here's all these sentences, it'll randomly choose one of these sentences, and then it'll replace the thingamabob in brackets here with a word chosen completely at random from this list. GMK, redeem time yourself out for 10 minutes. Okie doke, enjoy the 10-minute time out there, GMK. So for example, if it chose this here, yeah, activities are all in things with other things here. Let's say it chose this sentence: new study finds places is a great place to activities. That sentence would be, new study finds one of these chosen at random. It could say the sun is a great place to, I don't know, meditate, work out, garden, study, watch TV, commit crime, drive, program a video game about AI mimicking the player, what I'm doing there, listen to edgy music. I've come up with all sorts of silly things here. For occupations, I put in some silly things like comedian, influencer, professional clown, social media mod. And considering how many things are in this list, like, very few players will probably see stuff like this come up. Like, it's a pretty low chance, but it'll be really funny for those that do. We also have pirate as an occupation here, demolition expert, wizard, garlic bread expert, because I remember seeing that in, like, a meme. So yeah, this is a grammar. So every time you play, it'll give you different things, is the idea. So I might just add more stuff to here before the final version. If anyone has any ideas of like wacky sentences that I can do in this format of fill with something, then let me know and I'll gladly add it to my game here. Is what I'll do. So yeah, there's that. So those have been my games that I've been working on. And I could continue working on them rather than streaming right now, but I haven't streamed in a week and I just wanted to like take a chill pill tonight and do some streaming for the first time in a while. But yeah, and that's also why I haven't done stuff like this game in about a month, because turns out game development takes a lot of time. Who would have guessed? So yeah, I've kind of fallen behind.
We'll keep a sharp watch here.
How about I phone a friend? Like this. But yeah, good luck with it though, appreciate it. And yeah, it sure does here. Oh, I missed my chance to critical assassinate. So this is just kill the captain, loot the treasure. Okay, I can do that. I can do that here. Yeah, very time consuming indeed. Okay, well, my friendo went down. Like, at least if I do continue working at that one game, I know that it'll only be until June. Like, it'll probably be very busy until June, but it'll only be until June, and then it's like, I'm done. And then, if we do that, then we'd be able to ship Nightmare Crucible as a, as an actual game. Is the case! Which would be cool. I did kind of like the idea of using my research project game instead to apply for that grant. What the heck is going on here? Is what I thought was a cool idea, just because it's like, if you want a bullet hell game, you can get that made like so much more fleshed out by like countless other games out there. That type of game has already been made a million ways a Sunday. Holy crap. Whereas with my my other game there, Doppelwriter, I'm calling it, that's actually something unique that I don't think anyone in the industry has done before, making a video game with a large language model that mimics the player's writing style. I don't believe that that's something that's been done yet. So that's one that I wanted to apply for with that grant. But my prof was saying, like, it'd be cool to keep on working on that, but it'd be kind of weird with the commercialization of that when it's being used as an actual research study project with research participants in it and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, that's fair. So my development on Doppelwriter is gonna end here pretty soon. It sounds like there might still be some development with it going on with it as like a research project for at least the next year. And if they want any help with it for that, then maybe I'll help out since I'm the one that programmed the thing in the first place. Because ideally, we wanted to do our research study like now in April, while there's still students on campus, while there's a whole bunch of undergrads on campus that might be able to test out this game, and then we can publish the results of this study, whoa, in a proper paper and stuff. Get that published. See what people think about this AI and interacting with it in this way. This is insane, man. What the heck? No. But yeah. And okie doke, I do hope you have a good rest of the night there. See, end progress done though of what, Doppelwriter or Nightmare Crucible, or both? Because yeah, we want to do that, but the documents that we need to submit for ethics approval only just went in recently. It's probably not going to be approved in time, and the game and the AI can use a little bit of revision before that point. And there's not really going to be undergrads on campus again all that much until like September. So it is possible that the actual study with participants might be going on sometime later than initially planned. Maybe. We'll see what ends up happening here. It sounds like my prof is going to keep me in the loop about it though, which is really nice. Whoa. Like he asked me during this last week's meeting, like, know that you're not going to be involved with this project much longer, but would you still like to be kept into the loop about it? Stuff that we're doing? And I said, sure. And he was saying that if the game does get more fleshed out on their end on development, that they might change the scene to like be like a 3D kind of model that zooms into the computer screen as opposed to like my 2D art that I made. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So it sounds like they might use what I developed as a base and make something really cool for a game there. And yeah, we'll see what comes of it, and it'll be really cool to have been involved with this kind of research project. Heard someone coughing in this house. Is literally just you in here. Spooky. Do that. Am I still? Nope. Not still flaming. Not still flaming hot Cheetos. Sucks to suck. Okay. Oh, and I can do this. Why are my sound effects not playing? Oh, now they are, huh?
I can't believe you've done this.
Well, I just wasted that whole thing there. Okay, well. Okay. Don't know why I thought X was attack for a hot second there. Whoops, I was really trying to parry. But yeah. Remember what engineers though can be either be super easy or super difficult. It's been... Unity seems like it's relatively easy to do anything that I want to do in. The only way in which it's difficult is pretty much just the fact that this is my first time using Unity, so come on, I'm parrying! The fact that I'm using it for the first time. It depends what you're doing in RPG Maker. If you're trying to do something that isn't an RPG in RPG Maker, which I have experience in, oh boy, get ready for development nightmare right there. More of a nightmare than Nightmare Crucible.